Hello people, and today I would like to tell you that Project Zomboid has made me fall in love with gaming again, and you should be playing it too. This game is one of the best that I have ever played, and it has near endless replayability. Isometric zombie survival game at first sounds a little generic, perhaps almost uninspiring, but this could not be further from the truth. Project Zomboid nails everything from its art style, the atmosphere that it creates, the gameplay loop that it offers, and the tension that it builds right from the main menu are all absolutely stellar. And in an industry that is dominated by shallow AAA titles offering cut content as day one DLC, Project Zomboid deserves your attention more than most other games. From the moment you load into Zomboid, it grips you. The soft piano at the main menu delivers an eerie vibe inviting you into the open sandbox world. Upon starting your first ever game, you are told that these are the end times, that there was no hope of survival, and that what you are about to play is the story of how you died. And that last bit is quite literal. Zomboid doesn't really have an end game. It is a post-apocalyptic survival game to its very definition and meaning. You must survive for as long as you can, moving from house to house, town to town, base to base, and zombie to zombie, scavenging loot, food, weapons, seeking a safe place to sleep, all whilst avoiding the hundreds of thousands of zombies roaming the open world. Some of them in smaller groups, while others you will encounter in huge Walking Dead style hordes made up of a couple of thousand of shuffling bodies. Zomboid's world is based on that of a 1980s Kentucky, with the latest update bringing the huge new expanse of Louisville, a capital city space, into the map, packed with innumerable zombies. It can be hard to put into perspective just exactly how big and scaled Project Zomboid's version of Kentucky is. As you create your character in the vanilla game, there are 4 towns that you can spawn in, each more populated than the other, and with various different shops, houses, warehouses, commercial fronts, industrial units, rural forests, log cabins in the woods, farmsteads, and many, many more things to explore. If you head online and check out the Project Zomboid map project, it will help give you a sense of scale as to how big this world really is, and we'll talk later in this video about how much bigger it's about to get. Every single house you can enter, it's really mind-blowing just how big this is and how much there is to explore. And you can also download mods from the workshop that allow you to spawn in many other locations, including the main capital city of Louisville. The world not only gives you a fantastic sandbox to explore, but also does a fantastic job of building a story as you survive in it. Strolling past a burnt out store that might still have some loot left inside for you to grab, or stumbling across a boarded up survivor house where someone tried to hold out against the endless hordes that is stocked with better weapons for you to use, and seeing car crashes that occurred during the mass panic as the zombie infection took over the world. The game absolutely oozes atmosphere like nothing else, and it deserves every bit of praise for achieving this, because nothing else can quite do it in the same way. Zomboid's world is not only bursting with atmosphere and character, but also customization. You can tailor every aspect of your survival experience, and I mean every aspect. Do you want your zombies to be unstoppable killing machines with pinpoint hearing and eagle-eye vision? Then you can do that. Do you want food loot to be extremely rare, making your survival experience that much more intense? Then go ahead. Or do you want no zombies at all and just want to explore the world, loot it for its resources, and build a base without interruption in a pacifist, messed up Stardew Valley kind of way? Then you can do that as well. Having a game that offers a fully customizable sandbox is incredibly refreshing and something that only adds to the endless replayability that Project Zomboid offers. I'd love to see more games implement something like this. If you've ever played old school RuneScape, Project Zomboid feels distantly familiar. The isometric perspective, having a set of skills to grind that involve you chopping wood, building furniture, setting traps to catch food, fishing, bashing in zombies' heads with spiked baseball bats, and exploring a dynamic and interesting world that sucks you in at every turn. Even the character creation makes me feel like I'm about to spawn into Lumbridge and start slaying goblins for attack XP. It is refreshingly different to anything I've ever played before, but also strangely familiar at the same time, It's a sensation and a feeling that no other game has ever given me in my 25 years of playing video games. I am truly hooked on Zomboid. Project Zomboid is packed with features and realism in most aspects. If you cut yourself on glass climbing through a window escaping a horde, then you need to get some tweezers, remove the shards of glass from the laceration, disinfect the wound and bandage it quickly, otherwise it's lights out, and as the game told you when you started, that is how you died. The gameplay can really change up depending how you build your character. If you don't want to become panicked at the sight of a few zombies, then pick the veteran profession at the start, and you'll start the game desensitized to any horror that awaits your character. Or maybe you want to be able to hotwire vehicles right from the start of the game without having to grind the related skill set, in which case you can start as a burglar and have the ability to hotwire cars right from the get-go. And if you want to make sure that you don't lose your character by having them shit themselves to death because you accidentally ate some bad food, then make sure that you don't choose the weak stomach trait. This level of variety gives every character and every world that you create a different and new experience each and every time. It's very unique and truly remarkable. Beyond the outstanding vanilla experience, there is an incredibly active workshop that is packed with quality of life mods, new vehicles, huge and expansive weapon and armor packs, and even quest mods too. And we all know on this channel at least how much of a difference an active Steam workshop can make to a game, and Zomboid is certainly no exception in this regard. Project Zomboid is on the verge of receiving its next major flagship update, Build 42, that is about to add a whole bunch of new stuff to the game, like wild animals and increasing the map size by 115%. The world of Kentucky is already huge and it's about to get a whole lot bigger and more diverse, so there's never really been a better time to jump in and start playing Zomboid than right now. I've already racked up more than 150 hours in just a few weeks, and I honestly have not even scratched the surface of Zomboid's offering. I know a lot of YouTubers say this about most games, but here it is generally true. I'm not even a tenth of the way through my first course, and the devs are already bringing dinner out to the table. It's huge, vast, expansive, and dripping with atmosphere, and I absolutely love it. Please do yourself a favour and pick up Project Zomboid. I promise you will not regret it. It is the best zombie survival game ever made, in my opinion, with a pretty steep learning curve. It's packed with features, and yet none of it feels overwhelming or forced. An absolute gem of a game you should be playing, and it thoroughly deserves your attention. Let me know if you do end up picking up Project Zomboid. I'd be really interested if some of you Cities people end up playing it. But otherwise, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.